Right. Welcome, guys, to your Soramato podcast. I'm Angie, your host. Oh my goodness, how are you? I know it's been a long time. I haven't been here. It's been wild. In any other platform, as you know, there is information, truth, and justice and clarity within the realm of technology. But the reason why I also been like, it's crazy because most of us who create content on a regular basis have the energy of people who are want to hide the truth and don't want the truth to be out. They get really threatened, right? Especially because the truth is kind of making them look like embarrassing pieces of crap, parasite, cockroaches, right? Rats, and all kinds of pig energy because they're filthy, miserable like that, pathetic, right? So today, Father God he's been giving me nudges every now and then because it has been kind of difficult to come here. I'm not going to lie. Especially now here in the podcast, there's a new system. So I was trying to learn the system, but every time, but I know it's ordained as well because that's their energy. They're trying to slow us down for any information that we want to put out there, especially those who have psychic, intuitive gifts. You're seer, you literally have Christ consciousness. That's what you're here for. You're here to shift the system, and you are a threat, right? So for all of y'all, if you're in that energy, welcome. We're here to establish new way of living, new changes. And this is really freaking out these 1% billionaires who are pathetic motherfuckers, who are the real terrorists, the real psychopath. Okay, let's keep it real, especially because I do have a couple messages for them because they're like the primary stalkers in this fucking world. Okay, these people pay other people to fucking stalk truth tellers. Anybody who's speaking the truth, anybody who calls them out, who are putting out there, they are trying to build a fascist, imperialist, and disgusting system that only benefits their fucking disgusting sickness, which is white supremacy and racism. We've been talking about this for months, right? And if you go into my YouTube channel, which is heavily also censored and targeted as well. All my social media, my Instagram recently, if you look at my TikTok, you're a little piece of fucking crap. They also do the same thing. If you notice, there's community guidelines and stuff like that on my TikTok. That's literally TikTok removing actual truth information that I'm trying to put out there. So yes, it becomes exhausting, especially because we also have to deal with the constant gaslighting, the bullying, the constant, and I'm saying gaslighting in the sense that they make you distort your reality on purpose. For example, a lot of us, we are a bear witness, right? We send all the information, all the videos that we get from Telegram, from the source, from the actual people. Like they're documenting, like the evidence and documenting their atrocities these companies, USA, Canada, UK, Germany, they're still in it. They're still sending fucking arms to this fucking entity, which is fucking disgusting. But I will continue saying it because anybody supporting Israel ideology and disgusting methods of, it is colonization, right? Yeah, yeah, like at the end of the day, these people, it's a colony, right, from the USA. And a lot of us like, oh, but Israel, like, yeah, that's USA colony. That's what it is. And also Britain colony, that's really it. They are trying to, the original indigenous people is Palestinians. Okay, same thing was going on with Congo and Sudan, that we have to continue talking. There's a lot of fucked up shit happening in Sudan. Okay, this is another thing. Every time I've noticed this, every time you're talking about Palestine and Congo and Sudan, and right away when they can see that you can do all the genocides and talk about their truth and reveal the evidence of everyone, you're the most you're the threat to the state. Okay, so let's keep it real. Like, this is why a lot of us, like, the people say like, oh, just let it be. Like, I cannot be ignorant, and I don't have that. Like, I have a heart. I have a soul. And Having a heart and soul means that you're not going to be okay with inequality. You're not going to be okay with genocide, ethnic cleansing of innocent people, because they're innocent people. Now, before I start everything, I need to put it out there for all of y'all to understand. In this realm of, at least in my community, and I encourage other people to get inspired and do the same, because this is what we need to do. We are here to not only stop all this atrocities, because they are inhumane, they're barbaric, they're evil as fuck, and also it's educational as well. It's lessons that you need to learn how demonic satanic entities, how they operate to gain money, to steal money, to steal land, to steal energy from other people. It is happening within our own eyes. It's live on social media. It's live. Okay, it's not a coincidence there's multiple massacres on the Palestinians. Okay, massacres in the spiritual realm, these are a form of harnessing. This is a form of stealing their destiny, their energy, their wealth, their culture, everything. These people want to be Palestinians. That's the thing, the deprived energy that a lot of people don't want to, like, oh no, it's Judaism. No, they're weaponizing Judaism, which is disgusting, and pretending to be Jewish, but they're not. A lot of people is like, oh, there's Jewish Zionists. Yeah, they're Zionists. They're not Jewish. Jewish people do not do this stuff. First of all, it's in their religion, because let's make it clear, and you guys need to be assertive about this and confident. God is giving you all the confidence right now to do this. You have to do this. Anytime any fucking Zionists come to you and say, oh, the fucking October 7th, oh, the Hamas, the fucking hostage, all this stuff is verbatim. It's basically a form of witchcraft. It's dark magic, because they know that they have to repeat this constantly so that their fucking narrative can work. It's not working. This is why they're telling each other and talking to each other that these are the words that they have to constantly use to kind of like gaslight people and bully that what you're seeing on live on social media, that you don't have multiple people, pictures and children mutilated, having no bodies, videos, like 12 months of videos. Like, for a lot of us who are bear witness, who are writers, who send it to the ICCJ and the criminal justice and all of that. And we've been constantly, now we are with the United Nations, with sending to other people the evidence. Like, we have we have encyclopedias of evidence, and they're still saying, proclaiming that they're self-defense. It's not self-defense. This is racism. This is white supremacy. This is what these billionaires, and by the way, politicians, all that, they're puppets. They are puppets. They're bought by an APAC. All of this is puppets. A lot of you are thinking like, oh, it's our tax money. Absolutely, it's our tax money. Absolutely, it's our tax money that is doing this. That is in, it's funding. They're using our tax money because they don't want to hold themselves accountable. Because it will always link back to the politicians, the people who get paid to do this, to benefit from genocide and ethnic cleansing. Okay, there is a profit for this. This is why capitalism needs to end, needs to be demolished. This is why we have to decolonize. Decolonize is literally going back to the root, land back, indigenous root, sovereignty. Okay, and obviously there's laws and everything that needs to be changed, right? But this is the threat for these people, because they're trying so hard to not only not hold themselves accountable, but also the karmic debt that comes from colonizers and their ancestors is too heavy to carry. So this is why they need capitalism. We don't need capitalism. Population, humanity does not need capitalism. Capitalism by these billionaires and this corporation, the oil company, they need capitalism to benefit them. This is why when you speak the truth, especially when we're talking about fascist energy like Germany, first of all, that's another thing that I'm always questioning and I'm always wondering. And a lot of you, please write in the comments or something, or put it out there. Why is it that these motherfucking Zionists are not bombing and trying to take Germany? This is why I'm trying to understand. I'm like, oh, cool. So this is why Germany helps these motherfuckers, because they don't want them either. Germany does not fucking want a Zionist fucking Israeli in their country. Do you not understand what that means? So they're willing to not only go against international criminal law, because they're already genocidal, like it's known now, right? Because of the Holocaust. So they're literally have endorsed people that their fucking ancestors, their lineage survive a Holocaust. They literally induce another Holocaust, and not only in Palestine, Congo, and Sudan as well. Do not think for a second that Israel is not involved in fucking what's going on with Sudan and what's going on in the Congo. Okay? Do not be fucking naive about that. Also, the US is all over this, Canada is all the colonizing countries are in this motherfucking shit, right? It's all about exploitation, extracting resources, land theft, creating chaos and drama, creating all these kind of things, all these kind of energies that they need. They need that stuff. We do not need that. They need it. Why? Because they're evil, demonic, and diabolical. Okay. And this is why when we talk about this, oh hell will lose. Like, oh, how dare you to say that? How dare you to even speak the truth about that? How dare you to expose that? How dare you to put the evidence out there? Why would you do that? I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you have nothing to hide, if you're speaking the truth, then there's nothing that people going and investigate, right? Investigate what you're saying, what your claims and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when we're talking about Zionists, these people is literally when they accuse or say something, anything that comes out of their fucking nasty mouth, their fucking pig parasite mouth, it's literally fucking lies, first of all. And second of all, it's literally them confessing their fucking crimes. But I'm saying lies is because they always blame other people instead of pointing at. Like, they never point at themselves. Oh, it's this one. It's that one. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. Oh, you're this, you're that. And never taking accountability for their own actions. The same way the government billionaires are doing the exact same thing. Covering their asses like, oh, no, is this organization? Is this oil company? Is this blah, blah, blah? No, you are connected to them. Also, they intervene with government, politician, and everything. So you think APAC and stuff like that they are like, of course they are. They are fucking disgusting, right? But this money doesn't come just like that for them. They don't have that much organizations, that many businesses. And if they do, holy shit, it's always connected to billionaires. It will always be connected to billionaires, millionaires, and people who they know that they should not have that amount of money in their bank account. Like, they're the biggest hoarders. They're the biggest stalkers. Okay. They are the biggest narcissists and psycho murders in the fucking world. Do you understand? This is why in 7 years ago, when I was trying, me and Greta will hit a wall. Like, all of us, all the climate activists, we will always hit a wall. We're like, okay, there it is, capitalism, right? And it will always be linked, connected to these billionaires, motherfuckers, right? Elon Musk, the Bezos, the other guy. Like, we have names and addresses of these fuckers, right? And the thing is, they want you guys to look at us telling you about them, that we are the terrorists, that we are the bad guys, do you understand? This is what they do. They will always point out the people who call them out, who is calling justice, because eventually it needs to be balanced. This is very unbalanced, but glory be to God, inshallah, God is doing what it needs to be done. He's literally strengthening that and building that resilience within us. Okay, so what I wanted to say at the beginning that I missed, but I want you guys to think about this, okay? Why? Because this is not, like, when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is beyond like evil, okay? Why is it okay to have Expo arms? Like, you know how we have Expo of cars, Expo of like different things, like fancy cars, right? And all these like different Expo, right? Expo art, Expo this, Expo fruit, food, and blah, 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 right? But we also have Expo arms as well. And if you didn't know this, I need you to go on Google or any other engine and search it. Yes. And it's hidden, right? Because I don't want people to really like know. We're not, like, literally, they're selling weapons during multiple genocides, right? They have Expo of arms, okay? And this was recently, I will put it on my social media stuff so that you guys see. There was people literally pissed off. Like, I'm so glad whoever these people are, you are genius and continue doing so. Because at the end of the day, we all have reach our rock bottom, just like we did in climate change activism, just like we've done with all the Black Lives Matter movement, who's still going, NAPA is still going, okay? Genocide, Palestine is still going. right? The north of Gaza, they literally exterminated, and all kinds of atrocities is happening there, right? And on top of it all, we have this gaslighter narcissist telling us that the only way that there will be a ceasefire and arms embargo is after the election. You see how manipulative and fucked up that is? That they're literally telling you, we will stop killing innocent people, children, and stuff. I know you're seeing what you're seeing, but don't you dare. I will ban your account. I will. How dare you to tell people that that's what I'm doing? This is their ideology. This is their minds, how it operates. And the reason why I know this is like most of us empath and highly intuitive and seers who literally are here for this very moment, okay? You asked to be here, okay? It's for this reason. You are a threat to these people who think that their crimes and evidence is not going to be out there, that is not going back to link to them, because they've been trying so hard that nothing goes back and links to them. But at the end of the day, we all know it goes back to them. We all know this. Anybody, like, you need some certain amount of intense wealth and money to do what you're doing. Genocides are expensive. Ethnic cleansing is expensive, right? But also they need a portion of our consent, okay? They need a portion of our money. So if all of us decide to boycott that vest, ooh, that's hard. That means the billionaires have to spend extra. But doesn't that feel good that you have to make them? You understand? Like, oh, you have to spend, like, this is their worst thing. They don't want to, right? Also, they have to spend extra for the propaganda because most of them buy the media. Okay. So this is why I tell you guys that it's important to have your intuition and discernment. You need to have discernment during this time because the media is bought. And I've shown you multiple times in all my 12 months of revealing truth to you guys through my YouTube, through social media, to any other way that has gone through. You just have to go look and go back. Okay. It's all there. You can go back to other recordings before this. Okay. And yes, it is very highly spiritual to do this work. It is very highly spiritual to decolonize, to literally continue this work because we have to. Literally, I was encouraged today to do this because I saw a post, and that too, never think that um, someone planted a seed or speaking the truth. Don't think that you're not inspiring somebody else to do so as well. There's a lot of people who do have the cower energy, the cower spirit. Okay, that doesn't come. It takes a lot of healing and shadow work and connecting with God to gain to that courage, to gain to that inner strength, to gain that going through that ego death. Because yes, there we have to go through that ego death because our ego has been programmed and conditioned to think that it's okay what these people are doing. They have hijacked our spirituality. They hijack our discernment, and they have literally oppressed everyone, and to the point that you feel exhausted and tired. But that's the point. They want you to feel exhausted and tired because they know that eventually you're just gonna move on and do what they want you to do, right? You're just gonna, conform and be ignorant like everybody else and let this, okay, like be okay with like almost 200,000 people massacre, mostly children, in Palestine. Same thing in Congo as well. There's a lot of rape cases in Sudan and orphans. There's a lot of orphans. There's a lot of killing. Okay. And all of this is just for a percentage of people to have a certain amount of wealth, like massive amount of wealth. Like it's not even like normal what they're doing, like the hoarding. Okay. It's even beyond. So all I can think of is like yesterday, I was watching. Um, that's weird. My church is not. um, Yesterday I was watching this. I don't know. I haven't watched this in a while, but Spirit was like, "Yeah, let's watch 2012." I'm like, "What? 2012? Okay." So there's a lot of. If you watch that, and also The Day After Tomorrow, all these are like documentaries because these are basically data that they are aware already. The scientists have published that we have put out there that if we don't change the course of our actions, like for example, I've been talking about this nonstop, like genocide, bombing, and stuff like that, that accelerates climate shifting and altering of our planet, but not only for the planet, but also for ourselves. Like the whole phosphorus, which is illegal to be throwing bombs, like how they've done in Gaza and Lebanon, they've been doing that. Syria and all the other, Yemen, all the other stuff, like all of that has an effect. And this is how colonizers, um, it's like their energy of not healing, of not addressing this monstrosity and disgusting energy that they carry, because that shit, the whole genocide, racism, white supremacy, that comes from colonizer. That comes from fucking Columbus, fucking all the way from Britain, like all that shit. Like they have to, like this is why they have to be held accountable. That thing that Biden did recently, the whole like, apologizing for what they did in indigenous, like 500 years of oppression and ethnic cleansing, genocide of indigenous people. Like the reason that USA and Canada are here is because of that what they did to indigenous. That's really it. And they still didn't right? They didn't manage to wipe them out. So this is why those who survive indigenous, they are the truth tellers. They're the one who hold these motherfuckers accountable. But look how the government treats indigenous people. Just watch how they treat them, right? Also, indigenous is not only a mirror as well of what would happen when you are speaking your truth, when you are asking for justice, right? Also, it shows you how capitalism does not work for people of color, right? Homelessness. I want you guys to understand how homelessness, it is a form of not only aggression and trauma and PTSD that nobody should be, because we have enough resources to feed entire billions of people. It's just that we have a portion of people hoarding that resources that it's entitled for those people who right now don't have access to those resources. I basically impoverished. I basically throw it under the bus. And yeah, this is it's intentional, right? But a lot of us, we need to understand that capitalism and homelessness are one in hand. Like if homelessness doesn't exist and poverty, then so is capitalism does not exist. Capitalism needs homelessness, it needs poverty, it needs a certain group of people, it needs inequality, it needs white supremacy, and it needs racism. And then obviously now we're in the last stages of capitalism, Zionism, which has to be eradicated because it is a very, very disgusting ideology, as we have seen for the past 12 months. Palestinians have sacrificed everything, their life, everything, not only to set themselves free from this fucking entity, but also us, because we are not free if nobody's free. Do you understand? And this is what Michael X, this is what Martin Luther King, this is what all revolutionary has literally tell you guys. Fred Hampton, like all of them, they haven't, like that's how they sacrificed. They knew their outcome was going to be, because this is what they do. This is psychopath murders with money, with our money. Not even that. It's not even their money. It's our money. So this is why when you see government politicians like condemning like revolutionary fighters and people who are literally fighting to be free, to be liberated from these oppressors who were just stealing and taking and taking and taking and not, not compensated, not, or they give crops. Like the other day, it was like, oh, we'll give something $1 million to Israel for bombing, but then we'll give you 100 something million for Palestine for aid, which is bullshit. They lie about that too, because there also has been literally this Blinken guy got caught. He has been refusing aid for a whole month. It's a month of October, guys. We are in October. We are on October 27. Can you survive 27 days without fucking food, water, and all of that? And on top of it all, being massacred, bomb, nonstop? Can you imagine? This is why it bothers them that the narrative is not working, that it's literally shifting. And glory be to God, thank God. I'm hoping, I'm so glad that a lot of us are waking up, that all this has been not in vain, And we have to continue talking about not just Palestine, Congo, and Sudan, like all of us together, like talking about this nonstop, like literally making the oppressor their fucking nightmare. Okay. And make this to stop. We need arms embargo now. This expo or selling weapons and blah, 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 that needs to be like, no, like that's illegal to the point, and they know it. Do you know how I know they know it? Because they do it in hiding, just like the same way that they sell land and stuff like that. Because that's also not Jewish at all. Going to synagogues and selling land, you cannot do that. That is literally like any. That's why every time when I talk to real Jews, anti-Zionists, like I've been having conversations with Hasidic Jews as well. They're the one who literally being educated me. Like, no, we love Palestinians. No, we are not. We live anywhere in the world. We do not need a fucking genocidal state to get our rights, to get, like, that is bullshit. That is just stealing and just horrendous, and using our religion for the wrong thing. So it's the same thing for Christians, by the way. The same thing. Okay, there's Christian Zionists out there who are very silent during this time, who all they talk about is like, oh, you're making money, oh, you this, and God is gonna make you money, and oh, mama, blah blah blah, money, 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 money. But they don't talk about the human suffering, the poverty, the intense induced famine, like man-made famine right now in Palestine, and what's happening in the Congo and the Sudan. Like, all of this is a form of in Haiti as well, and what's going on with Cuba with the whole Sanchez, because Cuba again is being there punishing Cuba because Cuba is against genocide. It's supporting Palestinians, right? So this is what happened. Anybody who goes against this fucking pariah, demonic state that should not exist, okay? This is what happens. So a lot of people, it's like the fear and the fear mongering, and then that too, it doesn't help the whole bullying and gaslighting. But this is all part of white supremacy colonialism. This is their tactics, okay? And we have to be aware of this factor. This is why when we reveal truth to you, either through spiritual psychic readings, messages, channel message, but also the truth that comes from real people, real people. This is why we tell you, believe the oppressed. You have to do this, okay? Because they're the one in the front line dealing with this demonic entity, racist, white supremacy, and fucking crazy psycho murders who have money, who are in power, who we need to dismantle all of that and start all over again. And this is their biggest fear. The biggest fear of this billionaires is become who they created in the first place to become millionaires. So their fear is to be homeless. Their fear is to deal with poverty. Their fear is to survive genocide and ethnic cleansing. Yeah. The same thing that they are creating, that they have created, that they have done, all these atrocities, is their biggest fear. And not only that, the fear is that the people who are revealing the truth about themselves, telling them how it is, but also that comes from an even much higher power, telling them, by the way, I'm going after you. Yes, baby. That is my other message, because this is why it took me so long, because I do have a huge platform here on on Spotify and all the other platforms. This is their biggest threat. That's another thing I'm noticing, like, oh my goodness, like I've been silent and I've been, like, doing stuff in the other platform, but here it has taken me a while, because yes, it has. I have to learn this new system that they have implemented, this Riverside thing, and I don't even know if it's. Hopefully, it recorded, but I don't know how it really operates. But that's how they started a couple months ago. That they shift the whole podcast, so it's actually harder to edit or to do or something like that, because before it was much easier and was much faster, and this is why I was able to produce more content. But now it took me a while to learn, but here we are. I learned it. Hopefully you're hearing it, or you're able to hear it. um but yeah, the truth, for some people it hurts, but it's meant to make you feel uncomfortable, because a lot of people are uncomfortable with what they have to deal from psycho people, murdering their family, stealing their land, taking stuff from them, right? Settlers now going into people's home and kicking them out and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of that, and nobody's being held accountable. And this is why we're in the situations that we are, is because um You know, we're dealing with like toxic empires, fake ass borders, and like, we need to focus on that freedom or liberation of people. And that too is like these people, they need capitalism in order to not only feel empowered but also have control, because narcissists need that. Narcissists need the supply of having control and manipulating people, especially people that they believe are beneath them. Okay, so this is why narcissism and white supremacy are exactly the same. Okay, they're exactly the same. Okay, and yes, other people of color can have narcissistic tendency, absolutely. I'm not saying that all white people have this tendency. I'm not saying that, but remember that most of the people who of color who have this narcissist energy is they have already engraved in their belief that the whitewashing programming and conditioning of white supremacy is within them. For example, like, there's a lot of people that I obviously cut off already. They were narcissists and they were black, like black people, okay? And they will consider themselves white. They will say racist things about black people. They would, and that too, let's talk about a little bit of that. Racism doesn't rely on, like, there's not that doesn't exist, the white racism, because racism comes from literally the like literally like oppressing people of color. So you can say, oh, you're being racist towards me, a white person, because that doesn't exist. Racism came from white descendancy race. Okay, so let's make that clear. That doesn't really exist. For example, like people say like, oh, that black person is being racist to this white. No, that doesn't exist. Okay, that really, and if it is existing now, the white supremacy, the racist people are using it to not hold themselves accountable. So be careful with that, because a white person saying that, oh, you're being racist towards me or something like that, that's something that within themselves that they are not addressing, their racism and white supremacy within themselves that they're not addressing, that they don't want to address. Okay, so watch out for that. Stay away from people like that. Okay, for real, like especially because they need to educate themselves and they need to do that shadow work and inner work, that decolonization. Okay, that is a highly indication of someone who needs to do decolonization. Okay, the other thing is gaslighting and bullying other people, or kind of making them about themselves. So for example, if someone speaks about what's going on with them, like they're a victim of abuse or any type of abuse, it's really toxic to say, well, this happened to the other person, or this happened to me too, or oh yes, like I don't understand what happened, but I can, like stuff like that. Like, we have to be understanding that we are in it's like a death cult. Capitalism, it is like a death cult, and it is their death cult, death, satanic, diabolical cult. Okay, and that's why a lot of people are like, oh, Freemason and all this and blah blah blah, Illuminati, they all combine, they're all the same, they're all the same. It's the same entities, it's the same people, it's the 1%. Okay, so let's not, and that too, anything that they say is conspiracy theory is usually the truth that they don't want you to know, but they will label it as conspiracy theory. It's the same thing with the energy. Oh, those people are terrorists, especially people who are speaking the truth, especially people who are talking about climate change. Yes, 7-8 years ago, I was labeled terrorist because as a scientific environmental scientist, I will reveal data, I will put out there, I will combine with other climate activists, other scientists, and we will create reports and write. You can look at my writersyep.com blogs. I will talk about it nonstop. Okay. And also that too, I was a huge threat because not only that, I'm also a highly spiritual seer, psychic, right? So having all these ability to not only feel what they're feeling, knowing the truth. And every time they will say something on TV or something, I will know they were fucking lying. They can't stand that. I don't need a machine lie detector machine to know when people are lying. It's in my DNA. And every indigenous who are in this path also have that gift. You're welcome. Work on it. Nurture your gift. Okay. It have been taking me a while, but the more connected to the creator, whatever you believe, a lot of you, I understand, indigenous people believe in, there's some that are Christian, there's some that are Jewish, there's every religion. It doesn't matter. But remember, religion is used as a weapon when it comes to colonialism. Okay. So this is why we have to decolonize religion. We cannot just rely on like, oh, No, it's not just the Bible. It's not just the Torah. It's not just the that there's so many. There's not just the Quran. Quran, we have to embrace that. Islam, okay. A lot of people, that's another energy. Like Christianity, like they couldn't stand Islam, right? Because they are higher ranking than Christianity. Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. This is why I am 100% sure now. There's not normal that Muslim get attacked this much by the entire world. The Islamophobic has been increasing massively, doing a genocide for those people. No, it's a clear as day. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. The devil, satanic, and these motherfucking 1% are threatened by people learning Islam, by people learning a different religion than Christianity. You don't know why? Because all the fucking bullshit propaganda, their lies will be debunked when people start reading that book. I've been starting doing it, and wow. And that's why I keep telling you guys, don't put God in a box. Do not put God in a box. And I'm telling you right now, Jesus will not be okay with genocide and cleansing of his own people. Like during that time that Jesus was born was like a whole killing spree of babies and children. Isn't that crazy that is happening the same thing in Palestine and Congo and Sudan? Think. You need to think. Emotional thinking. You cannot let other people. You see, this is what the problem is. A lot of us, like, especially divine feminine energies, we're not, this is, most of us are single, and like we cannot stand liars and manipulator and controlling motherfuckers, because we can't stand it. We see it all the time. And that's why another thing that I'm here for, that Father God keeps saying, we are in this episode specifically, he wants you guys to know who the real monsters are, who the real disgusting terrorists, who call those who are defending themselves, who are protecting those innocent civilians with anything they can, are calling terrorists, are actually those people. They are calling themselves. They're literally confessing and exposing themselves because their karmic debt is too hard to handle. They can't handle it. 200,000 children killed, bombed with their Espo bombs before that, before October 7, right? Right? Listening to the Sataniaho. You know, and they're still, and look at this motherfucker. He goes and fakes a fucking bomb in Iran and then goes hide right away in his little bunker. You see how coward this motherfucker are? And the same thing, all the politicians right away, they stay quiet, they hide right away. Oh, no. Like fucking cockroaches, fucking ants. You're an ant and a cockroach against God. And you know it. They know it. Because that's another thing, guys. Christ, God is within you. And the biggest threat for these billionaires, terrorists, this government, motherfucking billionaires, is you knowing that you have Christ consciousness within you, that you already have, that he's already within you, that you have gifts and powers that they have been trying so hard to suppress and to keep you quiet, to keep you submissive, to keep you, no, shut the fuck up. I'm just going to take it from you. In any possible way, anybody who has gifts and talents, you need to protect your dreams, your body, your solar plexus. You need to have that fucking chakras on point. You need to take meditation 10 minutes per day, because I'm telling you, those in power who you think are not looking at you, they're not stalking you, you are highly mistaken. You are highly mistaken. This is why Palestinians have the biggest, highest motherfucking gift. This is why they're stalked nonstop. This is why they are attacked. This is why they're trying to erase them, because they are the chosen. They don't consider themselves the chosen, which is even more higher, because they are. They don't need to prove to nobody. Congo and Sudan, Yemen, they are. This is why this racist, white supremacy, fucking motherfucking low life, parasite, cockroaches, motherfuckers, they cannot stand that. This is why they have the whole bombing expo, and you have all these people in power with money. They can be doing anything with their life. No, they want to attack those people. Why? Because those are the people they're stealing their energy. They're taking from them spiritually in a most diabolical, demonic way. And these people, the victims who have been abused and oppressed, and their families being murdered and stuff like that, they are exposing the truth for us to just speak about them, to not stop talking about them, to help them with their oppressor, their abuser, their killer, which is the killer of all of us too. Because in a way, keeping capitalism, it is a form of ethnic cleansing as well, as killing us slowly while they're getting more energy. But at the end of the day, it's not going to continue for long. And that's what we're here for as well. Like, okay, I don't know if this got cut off. Some of it got cut off. I don't know where, or got paused, what I was saying. Anyways, what I was saying, it's not going to be for long. These people are going to pay for a lot of the atrocities that they have done. It's not going to be like this. Anyways, the reason why I started the whole podcast, it was a post that I saw today, and I want to. Let me try to find it right. Yes, guys, I'm constantly on social media as well. So you can look at my IG. Okay, it will be in the description of this podcast, and also on this is going to be on a YouTube channel as well. I have linked my podcast with my YouTube channel as well, so you're able to see it. Okay. I'm constantly also reposting on TikTok. I'm constantly, I also notice there's a decrease of content about this on TikTok, and most of us know the whole targeting. And that's another thing. That's okay. Thank you for sharing. The message that I wanted to have with you guys is that Father God said when recently we saw the hit list, there was a hit list of all the 6 journalists from the north of Gaza. He was showing me the list that he has. God has a hit list as well. So he has a hit list of all the billionaires. Like I saw all their pictures, all of them. All the billionaires, all the corporation, everybody who owns fossil fuel companies, Shell, Texaco, all of them, Exxon, all of them. God has a hit list as well. So this is for you, motherfuckers, that you think that you're going to continue with this. God has a surprise for you. You are going to meet your maker. Oh, absolutely you will. Either in this lifetime or the next. But I know the next one, it's not going to be as you think. And a lot of y'all, you know this. This is why you're trying to retaliate. You're trying to hide the evidence. You're trying to hide the truth. You're trying to quiet people who are speaking the truth. You cannot quiet a bunch of billions of people. You cannot. And I'm going to show you, and God is going to show you that everything is going to be exposed for you to surrender, first of all. Okay. You have to stop. Okay. Because God has a hit list. So, yes, this is their message that God first, he said, I need you to put in the title that the real criminal psychos are in the government and are billionaires. These are the real monsters. And the second of all, I have a hit list as well, just like they did the hit list for the 6 journalists in north of Gaza. And then they went and they killed 3 journalists in Lebanon right after that. And then like this is happening simultaneously. Like this is stuff that they're doing. If you need any proof, go to Telegram, go to their own Israeli. It's very easy. They're constantly boasting about their murdering intent, about their criminal war crimes. They're constantly posting. Like they're very happy because they know, like they feel that they will never be held accountable. So this is why that God is giving them like, oh yeah, feel good, go post it, go post that, go. Like God wants these motherfuckers, like they're literally digging their own grave. Okay, that whole thing what they did in the north of Gaza, they're literally separated men and children and women with kids, and then they dig holes, and then they put the women and children in those holes, and then God knows what happened to them, and then they stripped men from their clothing and the children, men as well, and then they put them somewhere, and they took, like, there's pictures of this, there's videos nonstop, and this is why they have banned Al Jazeera, they have banned journalists and stuff like that, because they don't want their atrocities and the evidence clear as day of what they're doing. They don't want to see it, but they're okay to pay it, they're okay to fund it, but they don't want to see it. Or do they don't want to see it? Or they want you guys to believe that they don't want to see it? Because some of the videos are still up. They keep the ones of these TikToks, creating TikToks on top of people's graves and dancing after they kill, rape, and do all that fucking stuff. And then you have some people who are still trying to reveal the truth of this in a more empathetic and revealing the truth for you guys. And then these people are like, Meta and all TikTok trying to delete the videos. Whatever is out there right now is literally what we have literally appeal and fight and trying to keep that there for all of you to be aware, to create awareness, right? But the thing is, those who are doing this is another indication, guys. They are complicit.
We know TikTok is complicit. We know Meta, Instagram, Facebook, the guy on Facebook. This is why he's putting a fucking, the guy from Facebook is putting a fucking fucking Netanyahu advisor and disgusting leech, another Jezebel. By the way, that's another message. God said that any woman in power who are okay with genocide, they are the real Jezebels. The demonic Jezebel that we talk about in the Bible and stuff like that. Yeah, that's them. So Kamala Harris, this fucking chick from Facebook, all these fucking crazy psychos in Israel, politicians. They're most of them are porn stars. Apparently, God said they're all porn stars. That's how they got in power. So they're not even real divine feminine. They're fucking karmics. Okay. So this is another thing. Like the collective readings that we always talk about, the karmics that we talk about. The biggest karmic of all is politicians, government, and billionaires. So when you retract from that top on the they're trying to be on the top of the chain, right? And then you scroll down because a lot of us we are at the bottom going up. Okay, this is what it feels like, right? When we're decolonizing, we're trying to go up, right? To dismantle, to bring down whatever toxic fruit, low life fruit is, and bring it down. That's the point, and they know this. These people are trying for you, paying people, stalking you, and trying to prevent you from speaking the truth about them to not bring them down. But the thing is, their fall is already inevitable. Like God literally would say, like, I have a hit list. Most of us psychics, you got that information too. So this is for here's your confirmation, right? And also, this is a confirmation for the karmics who are listening to this audio, who are also stalking in every platform. So anybody who is a truth teller, right? Now I understand why most people don't want to do this work because they don't want to be looked at. They don't want to be target, right? They don't want the people in power to look at them, to try to oppress them, to try to, like, yeah, there is sacrifices that you have to do for the liberation of other people. That's what empathy is. That's what we're trying to build. Are we not? This is why these people embrace apathy and peerless and fascist, because they know that having empathy is the biggest power of all. It's not money. It's what's in your heart, which they don't have, which they trying to steal from you. But that doesn't work because they will never be able to steal your energy or your heart or your compassion. They can never have that. Some of you, there's people who have so much money, they want to be you, someone who is a regular person, right? Like you probably have all your, your bills paid and stuff like that, and you're very intuitive, maybe you're trying to keep it down low, but it's not possible because you're constantly dealing with situations that you don't understand. Yeah, there's people who believe they have higher ranking than you or power than you, that they want to see you down. Like they want to see you, like for them it's a kick, it's a it's a like a joy for them. Their joy is literally watching someone be in misery and like have like that's it, that their heart is so hateful, it's so merciful. Like I can never, that's why I like, whenever I feel this energy as an empath, like I just feel so repulsed. you know Also, that video that we saw, the documentary of, for like, it's like a 2 hour, like I couldn't finish it. I was puking my eyes out, like puking. Like I could not finish that video. Same thing with that article that CNN wrote about, oh, like that we're supposed to feel bad for a fucking genocidal murderer telling us that he does not longer eat meat because he killed too many, he bulldozed too many people, and so like he literally meant, like CNN literally mentioned Palestinian as meat, yo, like meat, by trying to create some type of sympathy for this asshole. But he represents all the other ASO IOF in the fucking Israel and genocidal maniacs that they're doing. But he represents all of them too. The people who support genocide, the people who fund it, all of it. CNN literally wrote, like that article, I could not fit it. I was just puking all over because it's just disgusting. They still think that we're going to continue buying their narrative. They still think that their spell work, their demonic rituals are working. They are not working, motherfucker. And they will never work. This is the year that stops. Yes, yes. Your family lineage is where God says, this is where it stops, right here. But for a lot of us, this is where it started. Wait, I keep forgetting to go back. But this is why I started all this, because he was like right here. And I'm going to give credit to the post person. 1 second. Okay, so her name at the post is Omar Samra, and there's four others as well. Emma Ascar, Yumani El Said, Me Imra. Okay, hopefully I'm saying it right. But this post was, maybe I posted it on as a repost. But the first thing that it says on their caption, it says, "The limits of tyrants are prescribed by the endurance of those whom they oppress." Okay, and their post says colonialism is more widespread now than in the 1800s, the devastating height of the British Empire. Okay, so we're starting from the back of the British and then all the other, colonizers, right? So back then, you knew and the world knew who the aggressor was, but you were too weak to oppose them, right? Now everyone knows and you can stop it, but very few care enough, right? These are all of us who are speaking up, who are literally, we know that we can lose. Oh man. Okay, hopefully that recorded, but man, why does it keep shutting down? Yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, it keeps shutting down. I hopefully you heard what I said. I don't know. I don't know how to edit this, so it's just gonna continue going, guys. Okay, what I was saying that I got. Hopefully, I'm not repeating. Oh my god, I don't know how to go back. Anyways, let me continue. What I said is the limits of tyrants are prescribed by the endurance of those whom they oppress. Okay. So the endurance of you, this has built endurance for a lot of us and resilience that we, not that we are excusing this abuse, this constant PTSD, bear witness to massacres, multiple massacres, and then also bear witness to the media propaganda and how crazy fucked up they are and how complicit most of them, then looking at politicians like being the real monsters, like literally monsters of that we thought that it was in movies and stuff like that. It's in real life situations right now, and a lot of us are kind of like that. Yeah, they're expecting that. They're expecting that when they really show their true selves and their masks come off, that you guys are not able to do anything. You already, you know, you already give consent and we're okay with all this stuff, but you're not, right? A lot of us were not okay with them taking our taxes to fund genocide, right, and ethnic cleanse Palestinian, and also what's going on in the Congo, that using cobalt for Tesla and blah blah blah, and this motherfucker knows it too. So this is another little piece of shit colonizer, right? That literally is on our face, and the fact that he's like, oh, goody gaddy with Trump, that tells you everything. Get the fuck away from that energy. A lot of you, please do not vote for any of these motherfuckers. Vote third party, okay? Be conscious about that. God is watching all of y'all. Like that, they're counting on you guys choosing either the blue or the red, right? But both are okay with genocide and are still supporting the entity Zionism that we're trying to eradicate. They're supporting, they are the literally the epiphany and the example of why they're trying to keep capitalism when we're trying to shift to socialism, communism, whatever, anything anti-capitalist. I don't give a fuck, but it needs to change, right? Anti-colonial, anti-Zionist. I don't give a fuck. Circular economy, sustainable. I don't know. Just equitable system that works for everybody, not just for some people. That's it. That's all we're asking, you know? And this is why there's literally wars and all this bullshit, because they cannot stand it. But at the end of the day, we are aware, and that's what's important. God needs you to be aware. Before he acts, he's gonna do what he gotta do. You need to be aware of why. Okay? Why? Now you know why. There's been a 12-month why. There's been 76 why. There's 400 and 500 years why. Okay? That's it. This is why the system and everything will shift, whether these motherfuckers likes it or not, because they're not higher than the law, and there is a higher power than law. It's called spiritual law, and this is the when the psychic and spiritualist people who are real prophets, real people who are connected with God on a daily basis and have that connection with Him and hear from Him any type of day. Not everybody has this gift. Not everybody can hear Him. Nah, no, 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 no. You need to have the heart for that. And if you don't have the heart for that, then that's how you know. This is why most people who have the heart, who are constantly, because that's another thing. It's really, they're fighting Palestinians because even though they're going through all this horrible thing, they still love God. They still believe in Allah. They know there's a higher purpose for this. They know that they're not abandoned. They know that these people are going against his law, which is no steal, no kill, right? So Palestinians know this, okay? And this is why it revolution, right? Revolutionary fighters, people who are defending themselves against an entity that's trying to kill them and literally ethnic cleanse them. It is justified, at least in the eyes of God. He says yes. He is literally encourages this revolutionary fighters to do so. I mean, he did with his son, Jesus Christ, in the name of Jesus, right? Yeah, he did the same thing with his son. Why wouldn't he do it for his kids? This is why it bothers colonizers. This is why they're trying for so long to whitewash the history of Jesus, the history of any Mohammed, may peace on him, like all of them, because they cannot stand that they will never win, even though they try to perform and pretend, right? Like the whole like bombing Iran and then them hiding in bunkers and then put it in the news everywhere. Look, Israel bombed Iran and blah blah blah. And Iran people are like watching, like, no, you didn't. Like, yeah, they throw bombs, but Iran people were able to avoid it. They were able to like literally intercede and nothing happened. Yeah. Yeah. And then they're constantly, the Israel completely provoking every other country to fight them, right? But that's another thing. It's like they're that low and coward that after they get tired of killing children, nearly decapitating, all the things that they said on October 7th that they're doing to Palestinians now, the whole raping, the whole 40-headed babies, all of that, it's literally them doing it. They've been doing it to Palestinians for 12 months. Okay? And then it turned out that all that shit that they said, it was a lie. Now we're in that point, right? We know that they're pathological liars. We know this. Also, we know that propaganda, the media, our media, are pathological liars as them because they're trying to pay their way out of the karma that is coming to them. That they think that they can exonerate themselves, that they can get away with by lying, manipulating, controlling, and oppressing people and stealing from people and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not going to work. That's what they can't stand. That their sacrifice, or their ritual, their all the fucking massacres, all the shit that they're doing to people of color to steal energy, to harness their wealth, to because they know, these billionaires know that whatever they have, it was stolen. It's not theirs. They know that too, and they know that we know that you know that we know, motherfucker. You will pay for that. Every cent of billion that you have stolen, and those who have continued creating pipelines, knowing very well all the fossil fuels that you created, knowing very well the indigenous people will be affected, their waters, their food, and not only indigenous, everyone around, anyone, even people who are like all white and racist. Yeah, you motherfucker, you've been drinking poison fucking water, right? Right, you too. You're getting the cancer, the tumors, all the shit that all the indigenous people, these motherfucker billionaires and fossil fuel companies, they already knew. This is why they can't stand environmental scientists. This is why I quit that shit. When I graduated and I saw what they were doing, and I was like, fuck that, I'll build my own shit. And I've been doing that ever since, motherfucker. I will expose you. You will be exposed. And first of all, we will be exposed, but by the Most High, you will be prosecuted. You will be rotting in jail. And if it's not this jail, it's the jail in fucking purgatory in hell fire. I am telling you. And we're going to watch. Just like you made us watch what you have done to the Palestinian Congo and Sudan, all that shit, we're going to watch it. And if we don't have, alhamdulillah, oh my God, glory be to God. If we don't have the chance to do that, I'm so glad we don't, because there's some stuff that I've seen already that no, not even my worst enemy. No. And I'm sure a lot of people who, no, we don't have that type of heart. We will never. Like, that's you guys fucking racist, white supremacy, Zionist fucking psychos. And that's another thing. When all of this go down, like, this is another thing where God is like, okay, we have to prepare for the fact. This is why you have to heal the colonized, because we have to prepare to deal with the consequences of People no longer, the ideology dying. And then when all this goes down, all these billionaires and people go into jail and lose all their money, and all that money goes down to whoever belongs, all of that, we have to deal with people still who didn't do anything, right? But they were complicit. They were silent, right? And they were benefiting from that. So we also have to deal with those people and also be compassionate, empathetic, and forgiving, right? But not forget the fucking lesson. Don't forget the silent treatment. Don't forget the whole like, oh, it's too complicated. Oh, it's not about, oh, it's not me, blah, 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 right? Yeah, exactly. Another way of not holding themselves accountable. Okay, the comment, this thing, I hope it's saved, but yeah, it's Omar Samra and other people, okay? Colonialism is more widespread now than the 1800s, the devastating heights of the British Empire. Back then you knew and the world knew who the aggressors was, but you were too weak to oppose them. Now everyone knows and you can stop it, but very few care enough. Now, that's what they say. Now we know we have the ability to stop it, but only a few people care, which is basically what should have, like, it's what happened in the past, like people care so much that that's why it was able to stop, but now people care less and the evidence is literally in our faces. So this was their goal from the beginning. In 1948, that was their goal. This is why I consider them sadists as well, because sadists, they are very patient. They wait for their atrocities. They plan very well, and then after they do what they do, they act like victim. They act like they didn't do it. They wasn't there who caused them. Like, you will never look at them as the literally perpetrator and the person who has been abusing you and basically gaslighting you. Okay, so there isn't any more for the world to see. A nation is being exterminated before our eyes, and 10 millions more will suffer trauma for decades. Greed and bigotry have once again sunk us to the bottom of what humanity can be. This is a very difficult time to be alive, and it pains me to think what our kids will see and have to endure. And I wonder sometimes whether it's our destiny as a human race to consume each other, and that's how it all ends. But then I tell myself there is no other choice. We must do what we can. We must draw inspiration from those leading the fight, like supporting the resistance, okay? We must remain unwavering and believe in what humans can be, what humans should be, okay? And the way I said, when they were saying that, like, God was really, like, his energy talking about, like, what they're doing, anybody supporting this or believing this, they're lost their humanity. They don't have human sense in them. That God essence, that spirit, that soul, that heart, it's no longer there. Okay. So this is why a lot of you, this is why for some of you, it's really hard to, like, why would we pray for our enemies? Like, pray for that they can endure their karma, because some people will not be able to endure it. Some people will not, like, it's too much, especially those who have been silenced and complicit to genocide. Absolutely. And they know it. You matter. Everything and anything you do helps. Okay. So that's the focus here. I don't want to, I want you guys to give you inspiration to continue. If you need to go to this ESPO arms embargo, whatever, we need to end arms embargo. Go and protest on these areas. Like, I don't even know why they even exist, this ESPO arms. Like, this is ridiculous. But obviously it exists, right? Because these people, like, you cannot afford the type of money that goes into buying weapons, like massive nuclear bombs. Like, what the fuck? Again, only rich, sick, deprived, fucked up will go to a fucking expo and sell guns and stuff like that so they can get more money, knowing that they're using it for genocide, knowing that they're literally using these weapons as test run in Palestine. Like, it's a test. This is a test for them. For what? To use it where? What? So we're okay with this? No, we're not. We're not. And they know it. That's what I wanted to say also, that the message as well is that he was saying that he has a hit list. God has a hit list. So put it out there, spread it everywhere. His hit list are government, billionaires, and corporation of oil companies. We are the 27th of October, 2024. I was literally got that message this morning. And I've been getting it, but I was like, God, I need, like, give me more like, there's no more confirmation than I can ever give you. I can even spread some tarot if you want. I can spread some, but he was very clear as day. Just like he had this Israel people put a hit list on the 6 journalists in the north of Gaza. I will put a. I did put a picture of them in TikTok, and it was removed, but it's okay. There is multiple. I've been putting this. It's like a, how do I say this? It's like a boomerang. Okay, so anybody who, and I've been saying this, like, I've been warning people, but I'm gonna warn you again, those who are here and those who are, planning to censor and suppress this content. I'm letting you know that the people who are above you, they know that each of my content have situations, there's consequences that's going to happen to anybody suppressing and censoring the content, and it comes from the Most High. Okay, I don't need to be doing that. It's not like my ancestors and angels and God protect this content because it's His work. I don't need to be doing this. Okay, so I'm giving you a warning to those who are my enemies. Yes, I feel bad for you. Any content that has been removed, I put it in the description. This is why they don't look at it, the description, the caption, but it's there. It says it. It says it. There's a warning for those who touch this content. So this, it goes for you, your family, and legacy. Like, this is how God is working. He's working through His truth tellers. Any truth teller that you have censored and suppressed content in any of the platforms, there's consequences for that. You either curse or something will happen to you or family. You were warned. Okay? So before you do so, if you listen to the whole thing, and you have been listening to me for the past year, I've been telling this to people. I'm not bluffing. I'm not trying to, like, it's literally the same energy. Christ's energy, when He would tell people this is going to happen to you, and it happened during that time, and then they crucify Him and they put Him as like, oh, he's crazy, right? No, He wasn't. And now He lives within all the true treadlers, all the psychic readers, and all the prophets who are going to bring all these motherfuckers down. Do you understand me? So if you want to be part of that, I know the money right now is hectic, but I'm just letting you know, sometimes we have to go above these motherfuckers, these people who are benefiting from genocide, these people who are liars, pathological liars, and then their moral and values are telling us that, oh, this is right, this is not right. No, they don't have that fucking right to even say that anymore. They lost that credibility. Any politician, government, any of them lost credibility. Do you understand me? So this is why God has gone above, because He will always go above them. Always. No money will save them. No fucking anything will save them. Do you understand? So you want to be a part of the right side of history? I would suggest to not fucking do that. Do not touch my content. Do not touch any True Teller content. That's your warning. Same thing for the fucking billionaires. I'm telling you right now, you're accumulating more karmic debt. Not only for the bombs and the people that you have killed, the colonizing. And by the way, this goes not just for you, but your fucking family, your lineage, right? Your lineage of colonizers. Yeah, this is why this year we are starting the decolonizing energy, and then you're starting to feel it, right? This is going to not affect you. And I'm talking in the physical sense. I'm talking in the physical, in the health wise. A lot of you're experiencing health situations, right? A lot of like libido down, a lot of Alzheimer's and dementia, a lot of weird occurrences, right? A lot of weird things. Yeah. Long time ago, before all the witches and all that happened, you've been cursed since then. Your family, 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 family. So a lot of you have the opportunity to not be genocidal maniacs, to not put your money and billions into this stuff. Guess what? That was your test. And you fail. So you got to deal with the consequences. Just like you decided, oh, you got to deal with the consequences for your people that you're oppressing, right? The people that you're controlling and manipulating, and having some type of, I don't know, joy when you watch them be suffering and dealing with like you murdering their family and stealing their land, right? Yeah, that's coming back to you 10 times full. And glory be to God, inshallah, it will happen. And so it is. Guys, that's what I have for you. I do wanted to give you some, let me see, wait. Let's see, we have ancestors, we have creative. Let's see, and some angel messages. Okay. Sorry, it's gonna be long. Not for long. All right, yeah. It says surrender. I set 444. So a lot of you, you're protected. Continue doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. Okay. It's a holy. It's holy work. Okay. Yeah, and you are revolutionary for those who just said that, or those who are doubting your revolutionary capabilities. Okay, you're a warrior in the spirit realm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So all these pop out. So we have shame, long buddy, Zazie. So yeah, these people are gonna be ashamed. A lot of you, yeah, you're gonna shame a lot of people. Yeah. So we have 18 mass, John B. Grounding. Okay, a lot of you, you're grounding this information. Okay. Yeah, scarcity and betrayal. Yeah. So there's it. So a lot of you are the generational revolutionary breaker of scarcity, and also you reveal the truth. So you reveal the betrayal, the massive betrayal. This is why, thank you, Spirit. It's really why he's been telling me for months now. The real monsters. Like if I'll take a picture of this. Like if you see Aunt Nancy betrayal, it's like it looks like a spider with tentacles, right? And it shows the black and white sin energy. Okay, and then you have the scarcity energy where there's light in the sun. So it's a lot of um, polarity. Yeah, there's the polycrisis, the eco crisis, the ecocide, the genocide, the femicide, all these disgusting things that we need to be addressing as well. That's part of the colonization as well. Okay, so a lot of you are grounding into ground. You're removing the mask. Okay. 18 could be significant, 333 could be significant, 21, 20. So it goes from 21 to 20. So it's going backwards instead of forward. Okay, so these people are going back. Okay, they're being literally going back. Like every time the mask gets revealed, you ground it by revealing the truth and exposing. Okay, and then this is what reveals to about them. They're not only their betrayal, but it reveals their scarcity mindset, their lack. Okay, 111 on my timer of the podcast. Okay, yeah, it's a lot of alignments here. Okay. Can you show video here? Okay. Yeah. So you have the femme fatale, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Okay. So a lot of you people consider maybe consider you as a femme fatale. Like this is someone who is like really toxic and energetically. Some of you, you're dealing with someone like that. Again, femme fatale for me is a Jezebel spirit, someone who is very karmic in nature, someone who likes to control, manipulate people, someone who is into dark arts, dark energy and stuff like that. Yeah, so sees here inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money or power. This is someone also could be someone who is pedo. Okay, someone who is into children as well. This is the energy as well. I'm telling you, the energy of distorted feminine energy from these billionaires, these government people and politicians. Like this is why a lot of things are not revealed to you guys, because but we are revealing to you what they could do in the external with bombs and stuff like that. But in the dark, one of them that was revealed to you that a lot of you like that could have been the red line. It's literally a man was literally raped on camera by these IOF, and we all saw that video, right? That wouldn't be your limit for to stop this. Like if that's not your limit, I don't know. Like the whole children's like heads blown off and only their bodies and their parents like picking their babies, like that, that's disgusting. Anyways, so a lot of you have a lot of, yeah, so for a lot of you, for the energy of the distorted feminine energy and masculine, because we all have that. Okay, we all have masculine energy and divine and feminine energy, but some people who do have the masculine and feminine very distorted, very barbaric and evil and demonic. Okay, so a lot of you, this female energy fatale, just Jezebel. So like I told you guys, thank you, Spirit. God has revealed also, so there's like three messages in one here. But he kept saying that all the females in power that are okay with genocide are Jezebel spirits. They're Jezebel demonic entities. Okay. And obviously, there's a lot of them, right? Especially those celebrities and stuff like that that has been exposed to you as well, but you guys don't want to look at it, don't want to see it. Any celebrity right now that is quiet and silent about genocide, that's a Jezebel spirit. That's demonic. Okay, because not only do they have access to the same videos and the same thing that you have, they have access to it too. And Father God has revealed to me that they have been exposed to this and they have decided, no, that's not my business. I'm not getting involved with that. They have literally, people in their teams have literally shown them this could be beneficial for you, you know, if you do this, like people will be, no, they're like, no, no, I don't get money for that. Like, that's a response. I don't get money for that. If I don't get money for that or profit, I'm not doing that. So this is why when you see celebrities outside of this system, the status quo, and literally jeopardizing their money, everything to support, because they know their platform and their audience is so large that they can reach a lot of people, and then right away the people on top of them that have more money than them will silence them as well, or will threaten, like, oh, we'll take your money, we'll take your things, to keep them quiet, right? So this does happen, but this is why Spirit is saying it's a feminine energy distorted, okay, within those people. All right. Not that we're enabling toxicity and abuse, but I feel like a lot of us, we need to put our sympathy and compassion where it needs to go, okay? Because now they're trying to regain, you've seen it in movies as well, like in movies are constantly showing this, like, like the bad guy, like eventually he you should have sympathy for the bad guy, the person that kills and stuff like that. Like, that happens a lot in movies, and you're like, what the fuck? Why am I being sympathetic and giving sympathy to a abuser, someone who killed these people, or someone who killed? Like, what the fuck? But it's programming condition. They've been programming condition, you guys, to be okay with psychopath and murders, because that's who they are. That's who they really are. That's why they are completely against us not building a system that it doesn't involve capitalism, that it doesn't involve Zionism, that it doesn't involve white supremacy and racism. Why do you think they're so against it? Why do you think they put ban and suppress and remove anti-racism education and decolonization? Because that is the truth. That it will reveal the truth of those people who are trying to take from you, steal, harness energy. Taxes, right? That is, taxes is a form of siphoning energy. It's energy harvesting. It's taking from someone, right, to build somebody else. And then they make excuses and lie to you, say, oh no, it's for the roads, it's for this and for that. No, part of that goes to fucking people in power, people who are hoarding money, who decide that, oh no, only a few people will get some, and then others, like, and then they give you breadcrumbs, for a lot of you, breadcrumbs, so that you feel that they're with you, that they for you, that they support you and stuff like that. No, man, no. They take everything from you and give you breadcrumbs, so that for you to think that they're with you, that they support you. Are you kidding me? So yeah, this is the warning for a lot of you. If you're a mystic, or you consider yourself a mystic, okay, male or female, doesn't matter. You need to understand and be aware that yes, there's going to be sacrifices that you have to do for the greater good of humanity and for the greater good of the planet. And that's something that we have learned from indigenous communities. When I finished my degree in environmental science, I knew that from the beginning, especially when I started learning. If you want more learning and more books, guys, you can look on my website, writersf.com. If there's a section that says bookshop, just click that and you have all kinds of books there. Decolonization, there's climate activism, there is books of black the diaspora, the Palestinian diaspora, the all of that. Those are the books that I already read so far, and some of them are still want to read. But if you're interested in that, yeah. So mystic reveals an intimate union with the divine. Okay, so a lot of you have that intimate union. Nurture it, harness it, and yes, you're gonna be persecuted. You're gonna be all kinds of weird shit happening to you, injustices and stuff like that. But that is what it is. That is a lot of people will kill, right? To because they can have that, the jealousy and envy and hate and misery. But it's crazy because they could have it too. They just have to do the work just like you did. So a lot of people are just lazy. There's a lot of lazy energy here. This is why we are what we are as well, because a lot of people are just, they don't want to do it, right? They don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the healing. They don't want to do the colonization. They don't want to do it, but they expect those mystic, those people, the same thing that happened during the communist activism. Like, this is what we also hit a roadblock, is because a lot of people expected all the scientists and people to do the work for them, and then once the work was done, they wanted to take credit for that afterwards, even though they didn't do anything. So this is what the energy is as well, is a lot of people want to take credit for work that they're not doing, right? Their heavy work that they're not doing, and especially when they're silent and complicit. Like, that's not going to help you being silent. Like, it's not going to help you liberate yourself, and it's not going to help liberate others. And the whole point of this is to liberate others so that you can be free as well. Storytellers, spirit said, continue being that storyteller, that mystic. Okay, you are the rescuer. Okay, you don't need anybody to rescue. God rescue you. Okay, a lot of you monk energy, nun. Okay, some of you, they see you like that. I mean, you are a crazy monk and nun, though, in a good way. Selfless devotion and simple-minded dedication to spirit. That's it. That's who you are. But you are a storyteller, you're a rescuer. You provide strength and support to others in crisis, act out of love with no expectation of reward. That's you. That's me. That's anybody who is a storyteller. It's in the energy of rescue or whatever people say. You're a Samaritan and a priest. So some of you, wow, there's a lot of energy here. So a lot of you just watch out for this femme fatale energy. Okay, this karmic energy. Okay, yeah, a lot of you have goddess energy. Okay, so Samaritan refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Ooh. So a lot of you're choosing. Yeah, these people are choosing who is going to be the Samaritan. Okay, so thank you, Spirit. So they're choosing who is going to be the priest and Samaritan. They're choosing, especially those who are okay with genocide, they're choosing, okay, no, this one, you know? But it's just to benefit their own cause, their own ideology. But at the end of the day, God is cutting all that off, all of it. And it's going to boost and put the real people, the real rescuer, the real storyteller, the real mystics, the real monks and nuns, okay? Then I feel like the monk and nun, it doesn't necessarily have to be it doesn't necessarily have to be like, it's just like a religious high ranking person, okay? Someone who has empathy, has a heart, okay? You want to be there for others. Yeah, okay, so this is the sadist energy. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so the scarcity mindset, he says, there's a female energy. This person wants to pretend to be a rescuer, okay? So this is their energy. They want to pretend to be the rescuer, but they are the one inducing why you need to be rescued. The same thing with the humanitarian aid, okay? They've been blocking aid in Gaza from October 1st, right? And all we see, and I've talked about this on YouTube, and YouTube got super mad because I said that, but it's the truth. It's the fact that YouTube, the people CEO, yeah, you're in that list, by the way, YouTube people. Yeah, you are in that list, that hit list. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, the people CEO, people in the YouTube, the targeting truth tellers and stuff like that, people who are pro-Palestine and against genocide, they know that the aids have been blocked in Gaza since October 1st, and they have been putting ads on any video. You notice, you look at it, any video saying, oh, putting videos of like humanitarian causes, like, oh, look, they put videos of Gaza, like people starving, and look, if you want to end the world hunger, if you want to end this, give this, the donation, blah, blah, blah. Now, when you click on the donation and stuff, you notice that this donation do not go to Gaza. They cannot. Or if they do, if these are trucks, they're literally outside of Gaza, just rotten, like the food and everything rotten. Because not only we have settlers blocking the aid, but they're paid by USA government as well to block the aid, right? Literally, Blinken was caught, like literally hiding these documents that shows that settler Israeli people are blocking the aid. The aid is not going in Gaza. No water, no food has been going in Gaza. Now, only those in community kitchen, mutual aid and stuff like that, like those who are already inside of Gaza, who are using donation to buy stuff that has been able to get in, that Israel has let in into Gaza, to buy it. It's super expensive to buy any products or any food or anything like that in Gaza because of this blockade. Okay, they know this. So not only the YouTube makes money out of people's like sympathy and caring to help those in Gaza by donating through these videos, right? They donate, like they see those ads and it's very graphic, like it's very, like really intense. And then they donate to these organizations, but the money just stays there. And they know it. They know that the food, the donation that a lot of y'all, thank you, God will see that either way, okay? Whatever you donate. But I'm just letting you know that since October 1st, that donation, if you donated to any of these videos or anything like that, it hasn't gone into Gaza. And we are October 27th. And then on top of it all, YouTube pretends that they don't know that this is happening, but they do. They benefit from people paying because a little percentage of that donation, FYI, goes to the person who puts the ad or the company, the app that is holding this account. They're holding this donation thing, right? So they don't care if it goes into Gaza or not. They only care if that percentage that goes to YouTube, that goes to the whoever is putting the donation. And I wouldn't be surprised that the donation companies and stuff like that, it's linked to the YouTube so that they can get their money either way. Because that's how filthy and disgusting these people are. That's how greedy and bigotry and disgusting apathy, how deep it is. And then they get mad for us exposing their diabolical and disgusting thing, that they're like, oh, but you have no proof of that. Like, dude, the proof is in the pudding, like literally. Especially those who literally have connection with people who are already in the ground, who have connections with the journalists, who have connection, like, you cannot lie with that. People who are writers, and this is why they're trying to, all the people who can keep track of the evidence, who can keep track of, that's why they attack health workers. That's why they're attacking hospitals. That's why their first target is hospital, because any person that, when the bomb and stuff like that happen, right away the health people try to save as much people they can and then bring it to the hospital. So their target has always been hospital first, their schools, everybody where people can, civilians, innocent civilians can shelter, can recover, can heal, can overcome this trauma that induced by oppressors and colonizers. They're trying to prevent, they're trying to remove that from them. They're trying to remove people to keeping track of the evidence, because the truth is too harsh for them to deal. So not only we have to still feel sympathy for our abusers and rapists and colonizers who are doing all the atrocities, because they want you guys to have sympathy. That's the other ritual. That's the last ritual. There's the killing, the murdering, the rape, the blah, blah, blah. And then, oh no, feel bad for us now. Have sympathy. This is why colonization has been for so long. It's because that last part is the sympathy part. They use what they created for you not to. It's crazy. The psychological and fucking trauma is crazy. So this is why when you decolonize, you're able to see it from a different perspective. You can see it from a higher above. You can see it higher above than billionaires. You can literally see it if God allows you to, which most of us do. And sometimes we tell God, please don't show us everything. Why do we have to, like, a lot of y'all, you have bear witness, like, I don't know, like, we're people outside of that and recording it for the criminal justice and stuff like that and writing it for them, like doing the work for them basically, because we know that, yeah, we know. But then when we go into, we look into, we see like, damn, like they're doing, like they want you guys to believe that they are the good guys, even though they're the one inducing all the atrocity and then pretending that they're your savior. That's a sadist. That's who are real monsters the government, billionaires, and people do. Like, they induce the suffering, the trauma, the conflict, the massacres, the genocide, the ethnic cleansing, and then they turn around and tell you, for those who reveal the truth, shut the fuck up. We will kill you. We'll kill everything if you reveal this. And then after they're done with that, they go and pretend that they're the victims to all the rest of the population. So the rest of the population who is ignorant, uneducated, and not, because they're benefiting from that. A lot of people not aware, not awakened, not learning about this, not being tech savvy, or learning about, what's going on in social media, inducing, like, completely detaching themselves, like completely removing themselves from that karmic energy of media propaganda, because media is bought right now, especially televised or any television. Like, this, right? So a lot of us, our source is literally people on the ground, is the real journalists, is the real people. So this is why they're censoring and suppressing the real truth tellers, the real journalists, the real people. It's because the truth, it is revealing who they really are. They are disgusting, diabolical monsters in charge of our lives, our planet, with our money, because the money that they have is stolen from us. They didn't work for that shit. It's our work, it's our hardcore labor, it's our sweat and tears and blood. It's us defending our waters and stopping fossil fuels and pipelines. That is being stolen from us. No, it's too hard to yeah, they're fools. Thank you, Fear. Fearless revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. There. Yeah. A lot of you, it's absurd, and they're all hypocrites, right? Yeah. A lot of you go with it, yeah, because you are the warrior. You have the Midas touch. That's why. They will never have that. This is why they can't stand it. So now they're trying to pretend that they're the real storytellers. They're the, like, a nun, right? They're the real Samaritans. A lot of you, there's a dark witch priest pretending to be a fucking priest. Okay, Jesus Christ. It says, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Bueno. A lot of you, watch out for that. Use your discernment, okay? Um, Exciting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. So yeah, a lot of people, it's like they want you to be grateful for the breadcrumbs, the help that they're giving you. Like, look, I helped you though. Like, even though I took everything from you, but look, I'm helping you now, right? Look, I kill your children and your family, but look, I'm giving you some money. It's like, what happened to the people from what happened, the atrocity of the tornadoes, the Helene and Milton or whatever? Like, people are like, yeah, well, look, we're giving you $750. Like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, we know that it was us continuing fossil fuels and fucking up the climate. That, yeah, it's us who fucked it up. But just, we get all the money. We're rich now, so, and then here, we'll give you 750 for your lost, for what you lost, even though people could have lost everything, their homes, their everything. So you see how, are we awake yet? Are we realizing who the real monsters are? I don't know how many times I have to show you guys. A lot of you, you have a divine partnership, a true partnership. Okay, that is, it's these entities, these parasites, 1%. They are making sure that there are specific couples, divine couples. They are literally high ranking. They're taking from these couples. They're making sure that, first of all, they're separated. Okay, so there's separation. There's also making sure that one of the two partners are entertained with karmic Jezebel energy. So basically keeping them, like, because obviously divine feminine are not going to be okay with someone who is easily manipulated and control and can literally fall for a fucking demonic entity and, even have babies with that shit, right? So nobody wants that, right? All those of you, someone is literally waking up to that shit. Thank God they didn't have any children or anything like that, and they're getting out of that. The enemy is so threatened about that because this fucking bitch Jezebel didn't do her work, right? To keep this person entertained, to keep this person distracted from the divine feminine. This masculine energy is recuperating, it's recharging, but it's smart. It knows what this karmic Jezebel is connected to. It knows it's connected to cults, to demonic, diabolical stuff, and it knows this. So this person is very smart, is pretending that they don't know. So for some of you, this person is still connected to this Jezebel just for financial means in the meantime to survive. Okay, they're not having no sexual nothing. This person can't stand this fucking disgusting parasite. This is also someone who's stalking the divine feminine. So a lot of you, you have this energy stalking you. okay, trying to be you, pretend to be you, but this person already picked it up. Okay, so a lot of you, once this person separate, they need to have that separation still with you, just to heal and cleanse their energy from the parasite, and then they can come towards you. So this is guided by God. Okay, so trust the process. Trust. Okay, a lot of twin flames, I need you to understand this distraction, this Jezebel energy, this keeping your person away, it's not going to be for long. Your person is constantly thinking about you. Okay, God is not allowing that. That bond cannot be severed by any demonic entity. Nobody. Okay, so these 1%, they know this. They never had successful marriages. They don't have the energy, and they know that once you and this feminine and masculine become together, you are a power couple. Okay, so you're gonna overcome these people. Basically, you're going to expose them, and all the money that they have stolen, they're going to be distributed for everybody. But you too, these couples are in charge of distributing this money to the people who it needs to be given. So both of you, you are empath, you are priestess or psychic people, okay, and you are decolonized as a motherfucker. So I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of you, you're indigenous, you have indigenous bloodline, you have black bloodline, you have either any person of color, like a lot of you, you're mixed. Okay, you're completely mixed, so they can't put you in a box, they can categorize you. A lot of you are completely outside of the status quo. Some of you are literally, yeah, like, anyways, I'm not going to reveal too more, but yeah, that's what it is. Like, a lot of you people are going to see you and see these people who they really are. So these people are highly, highly stalking. Okay. So if you think that if you know that you are someone who, like, God have revealed to you your destiny, your goal, and why you're here for your mission, better believe they're already the enemy. Those people in power already know already from the moment you're born. Okay, and they have these priestess, these disgusting warlocks and demonic witches of the dark world who work for these people. Okay, and they will do anything for money. So a lot of you, this has happened since birth, but the thing is, you are meant to break this scarcity and poverty, and build anti-capitalism. So yeah, but also the message come with another message. So it's a dream within the dream, like, how can't put God in a box. So that it was for you, but the other message is for the karmic entities and the Jezebels of this planet, the real monsters, is that you will not defeat mystics or people who are going to rescue and be the real Samaritan, the real priestess, the real high priestess of this world. Yeah, you can call them monk, you can call them nun, whatever you want to call it, because these people have self-control, right? They don't feed that sexual demonic energy, which most of you need to feed by raping and any type of rape, because a lot of people think that raping is just physical. It's actually in I talked about this before, it can happen in dreams, it can happen spiritually, it can happen psychologically, it can happen emotionally, and it can happen, like I said, spiritually, right? So it's not just physically, but some people rely on the physical because they're that parasite and disgusting, and they should not exist on this planet. God has put it out there made multiple times, but I believe that is going to happen eventually, that people who rape are going to have their organs removed. And he's been putting that out there. So this is why the only way that we can take away the rape energy from this system is to create a law where castration is going to happen and people are not going to have any type of sexual energy whatsoever and rot in prison, right? So this is another energy, because most of these people, billionaires, are pedos, right? They're pedophiles, right? So them having a law that prevents them from doing that and doing that to kids, and how they harness their energy, right? Because a lot of these motherfuckers, they not only murder children, massacre and stuff like that. Like, this is their source of energy. It's not just physically that they steal through capitalism. The highest energy, like I told you guys, we are here having a human experience, but we're spirit. They attack the spirit first and then the physical. So whatever you see in the physical that is massive in our faces, is barbaric, is horrific, it already happened in the spiritual realm, but in a much more major scale that they have created. They know that they have to cause that in the in the spirit. So they go in the spiritual and cause it in the physical so that it can manifest in their spiritual realm. So in their spiritual realm, they're trying to manifest wealth, abundance, youth. For some of them, they believe that massacring children, doing all this stuff to children, is it will give them youth and power, and it will keep them alive and stuff like that. Like really fucked up shit that you could possibly imagine. And then they call us spiritual conspiracy because we are revealing that truth to you. That is that horrific, that is that diabolical, that is that disgusting. Energy doesn't lie. People do. I'm nearly revealing that in literally cards right now. So the angel message, because I'm out of here. A lot of you, this has been revealed through dreams already to you. A lot of you, what you don't believe, like video or something. Spirit said, okay, thank you, Spirit. He said that Polywood or something like that, the Zionists are putting out there, is another form of not taking accountability and lying, because they are watching the videos of children mutilated, the whole, like that journalist. I mean, if they're able to make fun of it through their telegrams and their channels and put it out there in the media and literally dehumanize Palestinians and stuff like that, you know that they know that that is the truth. But they're putting, saying Pollywood, oh, that's fake, that is not a real videos and stuff like that. It's because they want to believe that what the media propaganda lies says, instead of actually looking at the truth. But the truth is so harsh for them to deal that they say, oh, that's Pollywood or something Pollywood. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. But it's something, it's not, it's a form of denying accountability, because what they're seeing is the truth. Yeah. It says, Spirit says, visualize abundance in all forms. So he's saying visualize abundance in all forms for everyone, not just for some of them. So this is what the lesson that they are not learning. There are a lot of you, through the colonization, through the right spiritual things that you need to be doing. This is why, okay? God gave you such a great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes a reality. The 1% billionaire government knows this, but they're praying and doing everything they can to suppress and oppress you to know this truth. That is your power. Do not let them take that from you. Your empathy is your power. Your caring is your power. Your anti-racism is your power. Your anti-capitalism is your power. Your anti-Zionist. You not be anti-Semitic to Jews, because real Jews will never do this. Real Christians will never do this. This is Zionism, disgusting, nasty shit. Do not let them have that. Okay? They can pretend that they're winning, that they're getting away with the shit. No, they're not. Why? Through you. Through you. Through your truth. Through your discernment. Through your real power. Through your ability to see equality everywhere for everyone. For your ability to not be racist. For your ability to not be white supremacy or whitewash anything. Call that out when you need to call it out. Say arms embargo now. Call it out. It says, hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings for everyone, not just for some people. And that is what you will experience. Okay? You will experience this. A lot of you, you need to experience this. All those of you, heal away addictions. Okay? Your angels are saying addictions are affecting you. They're counting on this. They're counting on you guys being alcoholic, drug addicts, sex addicts, all pornography, all that shit. They're counting on this because it does slow you down. It does keep you down. It keeps you quiet. It keeps you complicit. It keeps you ignorant. It keeps you silent. And silent is their weapon. Silence. And also the silence is literally complicit. It gives them the green light, like, okay, you see, they didn't say anything, they didn't do anything, so we're just going to continue. Like, that's what it is. Like, if you let abuser continue abuse, like hit you, and then finally you retaliate and you defend yourself, and then they acting like a victim after you defend yourself, like they said, you see, they're aggressive, they're this, to making you the person who finally defend itself against them, and making you look at, like, that's crazy. Like, anybody who is like, that's insane. Again, they are insane. But the fact that you decided this yourself to break away, because sometimes trauma and abuse and being in an abusive situation can be, for some people, it's like they're a drug. Like, some people are like okay with dealing with trauma and stuff like that. Like, it's so sad. That's how dehumanized and fucking slavery has. Yeah. It says, time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. Okay. It says, have a courage to ask for and accept help. Okay. So it says, asking for help is a sign of strength, as it is accepting it as it is as offered to you. Very often, when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. Okay. So I didn't need to be doing this. Okay. A lot of us, we don't need to be doing this. Like, this is where a lot of truth tellers are going, and like, we don't need to be doing this. We don't want to have all this evidence and all these horrible massacres in our phones. We do not want to, that's not what we wanted for 12 months, you know. But the thing is, we have to bear witness. We have to continue helping those who are not being helped, those who are literally being abused, and all kinds of atrocities being done to them, and nobody is helping them. Like, that's fucked up. So yeah, for a lot of you, you are the prayers of those people that God is using you through you. And yes, you're gonna go through a lot of shit, because all these people in power know that you have the literally the prayer of those people. You are God's, yeah, God help. That's why they attack you. That's why, you know, and that's what God says. Rejoice those who are being prosecuted, because you're gonna see, like, for real. Like, that's why. Okay. A lot of you, you need healing with addictions. They're using your addictions against you. Okay. Some of you. Yeah, or they would try to do that, like, oh, you see this person is an alcoholic, this person is a drug addict, why would you listen to them? Well, no, that's not it. A lot of people use any form of numbing themselves right now, especially like dealing with depression, anxiety, for literally witnessing genocide and ethnic cleansing, for real. And the Congo and the Sudan was happening, and the Yemen, the bombing and all of that. Like, capitalism is depressing. Capitalism is literally stealing our joy, or everything from us, so that they 1% can have what we are supposed to deserve and what we are actually worth. A lot of you, you don't want to hear this, but a lot of you, you're worth more than the billionaires in power and politicians. Yeah, I said it. You better start believing that, because they believe it hardly. They believe it nonstop. They cannot sleep. They're miserable. Because yes, your power, your creativity, what you're supposed to be doing here in this world, they're literally taking from you, or taking from other people, taking from other people to affect you, to hurt you. That's what they did that to that doctor who refused to leave the north of Gaza to protect their patients and stuff like that. Literally, they killed his son. They I have literally target his son and murder him. So to stop this guy, and this guy did not stop, because he knows his son will not let him to stop. Because he knows, we all know, these people are sick, and we need to dismantle that shit now, for real. Yeah, a lot of you release jealousy. A lot of you stop being jealous of those who are doing the exact same work as you. That's part of the enemy's work as well, to keep you jealous, to create animosity against those who are doing the exact same work as you. Except for, I'm talking about like the people who are talking against genocide, land theft, and like ethnic cleansing, like, you know, those people. Because there's other people in spiritual communities that are like just distraction, okay? And they are jealous of you not only focusing on spirit and doing the colonization, but also speaking against inhumane and atrocities that they have decided not to do, because it won't benefit their money. Because they have decided, no, that doesn't make me money, so why would I do that? Meanwhile, you guys are literally, there's no compensation, none of that. But you're doing both works. You're doing the spiritual work, and you're doing that work as well. The work that they don't want to do. But you don't do it because of money. That's the difference. You do it because you know that if those people are free, you're going to be free. But not only that, you have a heart, you have empathy. You care for those people. They're not nothing related to you. They're all the way in the Middle East, doesn't matter, or Africa, or anywhere in the world that anybody's suffering. You give a shit. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to give a shit. You're supposed to give a fuck. And that's what these people in power don't want you to. But those who are in that realm of distraction and like silent and complicit and talking about spirit and card reading and shit like that, but not talking about the real issues of the world, that literally their energy that they're talking about, like most of the energy, that if you pay attention to their energy, not talking about anything, They're talking about collective energy and karmic and stuff like that. They're literally talking about the government. So thus some of them also get targeted by the government. So pay attention. Pay attention to any platform or any community that they don't know what the fuck is going on in the world. They fucking live in a rock or something. But they're energy readers, right? They're really good with energy reading. They're reading the energy of the fucking psychopath murders. And right away their content gets distorted, or people, they don't watch it or stuff like that. Like, yeah, God will get into any energy. Don't put God in a box. But he's just disappointed of those people that they have the ability to heal and help people see the truth, but they're not able to take that energy, that extra time that most of us are, those who give a shit, to expose the real monsters in this world, right? To help with this debunk the misinformation and propaganda that these media and people in power are trying to put on the rest of the people who are not educated and who are ignorant, but not because of their doing. It's because some of them don't have access to social media, or they don't have access, they only have a TV or radio, and right away these are the people that are usually you know use in a way, right? So a lot of us, it's literally not that many, but that's the thing, is it's like the whole 12 months, like a lot of people are awake, and that's beautiful. Continue. We are more than these motherfucking 1%. Do you understand? And they know it. So continue making their life fucking miserable, and continue making their fucking living life a hell before they fucking get out of this planet. Do you understand me? Because just the same way that they think they're gonna get away with all the fucking atrocity and their bombing and all the shit that they're doing to our planet, to the people, to indigenous community, to people of color, I'm telling you right now, it's all fucking jealousy and envy that these people have. Okay? They will never be like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. Absolutely. They will never be. Okay? Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something and that the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's success inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. So a lot of you, like, stop being like jealous of like celebrity and people with money. Like, you need to understand that that energy, it doesn't belong to you. Like, that's their energy. Most of them. Like, they have everything and they're still jealous of other people. They're still trying to do conniving and miserable things to other people. And I know a lot of you, oh, but not all cops, not all people, not all billionaires. Okay, show me one fucking billionaire. Show me one. Show me one that is against genocide. Show me one. Tell me one. Just tell me one. One. There's none, right? Yeah, because they're all complicit. Show me one government. Okay, I would say Irish government, right? I would say Yemen, right? Cuba, Hawaii, right? All the oppressed countries, all of them, they're against genocide. They're willing to put Palestine as a state. Tell me one government that is doing that. I know if a lot of you can name like maybe one, Spain or something like that, or some of you, but that's because they're don't want to be held accountable too, right? Because they were supporting this in the past, right? But also, everyone can change. Everyone can have, reconciliation and retribution, right? So now we need all these entities who pretend that they're not involved in genocide, but they are. USA is the first one, Canada, Germany, UK, the AOE with the Congo and Sudan, Europe, right? Yeah. When that is solved, then we will see like liberation and balance, right? But that's the thing, is all these energy is just jealous of each other, envious of each other, hateful of each other, and then they project that to other people because they cannot be satisfied or happy with all the money in the world, all the hoarding, all the stalking and making people miserable, and watching people suffering and all kinds of things. It never satisfies them, right? Yeah, so this is what it is. Now they can't stand that people are literally exposing them, and they can't stand it. They're not upset that the truth is being revealed. No, they're upset that people are seeing them as who they really are. They can't stand that. That is the number one pet peeve of narcissist sadists, is that people, they're looking at them. They're embarrassed. They're ashamed. They're disgusted. The people make them see how disgusting and fucking parasite they are. That's it. This is why the truth is literally the kryptonite, the solution, the medicine for this sick ass world. Which is, it's not really sick. It's just the people in power are fucking sick, and that's the cancer and parasite that we need to heal by exposing the truth, by exposing them and holding them accountable. That is the solution, and we all know it. Yep. A lot of you clean your energy. It says clean, cancel, clear, and delete. Clean energy for food. Okay, so a lot of you watch out what you're eating. That's another thing. That's another form of oppression. See, you detox. A lot of you detox your friendships. A lot of you, a lot of weird ass, disgusting, jealousy people. Okay, it says your abundant flow is being affected by the people with whom you were spending time. So be discerning about your association and relationships. Association with relationship, it says. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supporting. Okay. People who inspire, people who are generous, who want equality. Okay. Who are supportive, not just of you, of others. Okay. Something about the food. Okay. That energy. See that vessel energy. Like, you know how Kamala Harris recently went and said, like, oh, like you should vote for me, right? Because if not, I'm gonna, like, that's what's gonna lower your milk carton or something about a grocery. Like, she's using, weaponizing food to convince people to vote for a genocidal maniac like her, because she's not stop saying, I would not stop supporting Israel. Like, it's not like what she's saying is literally telling you guys, I will not stop supporting APAC to give me $5 something million. I will. That's what she's saying, but she's restoring to, like, I will support Israel, I will support this, and blah blah blah. And now she's weaponizing the vote. She's that controlling, manipulated, because she knows she's losing. So now she's saying, well, if you don't give me that, I will remove that. That's a sadist as well. That's narcissist, right? I will punish you with the food, which is, that's what they're doing in Gaza as well, with blocking the aid, water, and food, right? And also, it's a form of punishment, because how dare you to expose us? How dare you to reveal this? This is what we're putting a hit list for the journalists, right? How dare you? We're punishing you, right? Think, guys. Okay, it says use only positive words and thoughts as they are rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effect of past negative thinking. Okay, so cancel, clear, delete. We need to keep that energy. Cancel, clear, and delete any Zionism, any genocide, land theft. I'm talking positive here, right? I want to eradicate and dismantle Zionism, mantle and dismantle, and cancel, clear, and delete any billionaires with toxic, miserable, toxic, disgusting hearts. Cancel, clear, delete any arms, weapons. Delete that. We don't need that fucking shit, right? We're talking positive here, right? The power of our words and our tongues matter. So this is my affirmation that I'm putting out there during this time. And I hope that you are able to use that beautiful voice that God has given you, especially those who are able to speak, are able to hear, are able to move your hands and move your body. Do you know that you're also doing this energy for those with disabilities? Which, by the way, Zionism can't stand people with disabilities. Yeah, let that sink in. And they pretend that they care. But if you look at their facility, of those Zionist facility where this people with disability are, you'd be so sad of what really happens with those people. Their own people, their own communities, they do this because they don't have empathy. They don't feel remorse. When someone doesn't feel remorse or feels the consequences of their actions, they will do it over and over and over again, and even more worse than the other times. This is why accountability matters. This is why accountability is literally the kryptonite also of capitalism. Because when you hold what's holding capitalism accountable, this is why it crumbles. Capitalism cannot, it just can't. It can't deal with it. Capitalists, imperialist fascists, they cannot deal with the truth and cannot deal with accountability. This is why they fight so hard against it. This is why they kill to go against it. They will kill and murder and steal to be against the truth and accountability. Because what you are exposing is who they really are. They just hate that you know. that you're exposing them. That's it. They just want people naive and ignorant to continue believing their lies. That's really it. So cancel, clear, and delete any lies and deceits from the system, from the anything, any media propaganda. We cancel, clear, and delete. We want the truth, clarity, and justice only. We want accountability. And that's about it. I hope this message helped you and gives you encourage and inspire you to do the right thing for those who need it, because they definitely need it. Okay. And continue doing the right thing. Okay. Educate those people. Boycott. Everything that these people are telling you that now they're putting laws and sanctions and stuff like that. That's it. That's what you need to be doing. That's what it is. And stay away from motherfucking people who are okay with Zionism and fucking genocide and ethnic cleansing, okay? We are not dumb. They think we're dumb. You're not. You're highly intuitive. You're highly psychic, seer. That's literally exposed here. At least for those who know my energy. Believe in yourself. Trust the process. I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? The thing that I always say, please be kind to your planet, to you, and to others. Until next time.